Race fans, good evening and welcome to Martinsville, Virginia, here in the Mid-Atlantic. This racetrack just outside the beautiful Appalachian Mountains. Tonight, the Xfinity Series getting ready to do battle here. Going to see who can keep their grip at the pay-per-click as 13 drivers get ready to do battle on this iconic and historic half-mile raceway. Good evening and welcome to Ghost Racing Network. Matt Metler is always up in the Tony Trapasso Memorial Booth as it's just after 9:10 p.m. Eastern Time. That means the Premier Sim Racers Club is ready to wage war here tonight in prime time. Qualifying just wrapping up as this field now getting racked and stacked behind that iRacing.com pace car. A look at tonight's starting lineup this evening. Again, want to thank everyone for joining us here, right here on Ghost Racing Network. Barry Kramer in that 11 machine is going to be your pole sitter tonight. Outside of him, continues to have a strong presence in the series. James A. Morris rolls off P2. Logan, maybe he has the keys to victory lane. We're going to find out, but he rolls off P3 tonight. Residing in fourth, that's going to be Jason Chilton, while Keith Hume's going to round out the top five. The Alabama man may have the plan here tonight. Doc Stout going to roll off P8 this evening, while Blair Patterson going to chime in that 9th place position. Rounding out your top 10, Sam Bullen in the 13 ride, while Travis Dickinson going to start near the rear of this thing in that 11th place position. Well, rounding out the 12 drivers to take the green flag tonight, Dustin Veldhusen going to roll off here P12 as that field now begins to pace here under the lights in Martinsville. This racetrack is small, but it will wear you out. Going to see who can keep their grip here tonight. This is field rack stacked, ready to rock and roll as we await that iRacing.com pace car to roll down pit road. Looks like we're going to extend for one more lap here. I thought we were going green that time by, but those lights do remain out on the pace car, and there he goes, and here we go. Kramer going to have the button here on this restart. Goes a little deep in the box. Street flow, we already got problems. Is little chitty chitty bang bang going on. Oof. Morris got rocked. Is that happening on the opening lap? I don't think timing and scoring is going to pick that up, as I don't think the whole field took the green flag, so we're going to have to rewind this back VHS style here. Talk about a bomb going off in your face. As I was just saying, this track is going to test these drivers mentally and physically, and it looks like someone spun the Goodyear Eagles. Let's roll this back now. Keep your eye on the 18 in the outside lane. Gonna slow it down right here. Oh, the 41 of already Jason Chilton already given him the business. Bonked him once, bonked him twice, perhaps lagging back just a little bit behind the 11. Slow this down to quarter seat. He picks the back of that race car up in the air. He gets zooted and then kabooted by the 43 of Logan Keys. He's going to find the inside safer barrier. So he gets helicoptered around there a few times. Good news is this track not famous in the speed department, so hopefully Moore is going to be able to continue. Is that iRacing.com pace car wasn't even back down pit road. Let's now go back to the live side of things here. Fireworks, shots fired already on the initial green flag. As we're under the first caution for incident tonight, literally right off the drop. The green flag. Kramer there should retain the lead. Morris being scored in that 12th and final position. However, he is in front of that iRacing.com pace car, one lap down, but he should be able to take the wave and rejoin the tail end of this can't get over what I just seen on the initial start. Understand nerves being high, stress levels being dialed up through the roof. But he looked like he was getting knocked on the business end of that race car before the initial green flag had been dropped. It could be wrong, but that's what it seemed like. Oh my God, and he almost spins out. You can tell. Things are hot and heavy inside the cockpit of that 18 machine. This is the time where that crew chief needs to be the voice of reason to that driver. Get him settled down, regrouped, refocused. Long way to go in this one. We're going to rack him, restack him. Let's try it again here. Green flag back in the air. Restart attempt. Clean so far through the turns 1 and 2 complex. Oh, we got trouble again. GT is sorry. Oh. Master of going faster got caught up in a disaster. And again, we didn't complete lap 1 here, or 1 lap under green flag conditions, so we're going to have to roll this back again. Not the start these drivers were hoping for. That I know. Continue to roll this back here. I think this was a byproduct of 3 wide. Here's it going back to the restart now. Oh, the 40. Try this again here. I apologize for having to roll this back again. Timing and scoring as far as the replay goes, that really comes to life after we log a full lap in under green flag conditions, and we haven't been able to do that. So the 43 is going to spin the tires here on the start, and I think that's going to make the 14 check up. Watch the 43. Yeah, he grabs second gear, spins. That's going to open the door here for 3 wide. GT already in a bad situation here. I think he's going to try to come down. Cannot clear. The 4 is there. And then he tries to, well, let's see what happens here. Running quarter speed. Everything's okay right there. And then he's going to try to come down, and the 91's going to catch him in the left rear, and around GT's going to go. A lot of work being put on the table for some of these drivers here early from Martinsville, Virginia. Send it back to the point. Again, let's go back to the live side of things here. Green flag back in the air. Now working lap 12 of the scheduled 150. First side-by-side action is going to be there, Sam Bolin. just as I say that, we get single filed as Sam is on a ripper here early, taking advantage of other drivers' misfortunes and being really aggressive on these restarts here. All the way up 6 positions already, finds himself in 3rd. Also holds the fastest lap of the race, clocking in at a 19.51. Let's see now if we can get these tires, brakes up the temperature here. So we're running sub 20-second lap times right now. Just as I say that, Barry Kramer now goes hot, has the hot lap at a 19.40. Starting to stretch it out a little bit over Logan Keys. As he just ran a 19.61. And caution. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the round of I-Pacing here at Martinsville. We're going to have to slow things down yet again. Let's take a look here at the GRN instant replay. GT looking to the inside of the 45. Oh, and he just gives it too much whammo pedal. Oh, it's a 3-for-all. The 18 again. Wrong place at the right time. Colby Keys goes for a ride. And that 14 of GT Azari's beaten and battered here early. It's gone from bad to worse for some of these drivers, and we're not even 30 laps into this race. Well, we have a moment. Let's peek in on the weather here tonight. Again, we're under the lights here in prime time this evening. Official SEM time just after 8 p.m. or 20:03 if you like military time. Wind a non-factor, 1 mile an hour. Ambient air temperature a beautiful 70 degrees. Very low humidity. 38% water drain in the atmosphere. Overcast skies. That's going to help keep a little bit of that heat in. And the track temp only 73. So after a few laps, as these Dr. Feelgoods get up to temp, they're going to be making all the grip, but still having problems holding on to the back of that race car. Is you got to be methodical the way you put that loud pedal, that throttle pedal down. You stomp on it in the corner when that wheel's turned. That back end will jump around on you. We've actually seen it on the initial start as well. Here we go again. Kramer in the 11 into the Geico restart zone. He's going to punch into the floorboards, and these glorious V8s come roaring back to life again. Good restart there by the 11. Clean restart. Didn't see any drivers really spin their tires that time. The 43 gets a big run into the corner. Three Toyotas at the front of this piece. Kramer, Keys, and Chilt. Make that 4. Hume piloting a TRD-powered machine as well. Those TRD cars strong here early. You see these drivers starting to give each other a little bit of real estate, trying to keep that yellow flag from showing its ugly face. And remember, folks, you cannot win these things on lap 1. You have to survive and be alive. It's all about being around and having a race car that can contend at the end of these things. Coming down to the checkered flag, that's when it really matters and counts. You know, perhaps that's the silver lining for other drivers like GT, Zari, James Morris. Some of these other guys where it's been eventful for all the wrong reasons here early. That lead for the 11 has now stabilized as hovering between 2 to 3 tenths of a second over Kramer in the 11. Ripping conveyor belt style right now. A little bit further back, this is where the Hornet's Nest is. Remember, Morris, he set off the C4 here on the initial green flag. You can see that mangled bumper cover. The front of that car's roughed up a little bit, but hey, the beauty of Martinsville is lower speeds here. You don't need to have an aerodynamically sound race car, and he's going to send it to the high side and challenge GT top shelf where Mama hides the cookies. Tell you what, even bruised and battered, Morris' car is still a rocket ship. Fastest car on the racetrack that lap as well. Oh, GT gets rocked again. John Deere machine involved there as well. That's going to be Doc Stout. GT Azari. GT had a semi-eventful night last night, and unfortunately that trend is continuing on. Take a look here into the crystal ball and try to figure out what happened here. 10 sends it in there a little deep. May have. Oh, it's. Go figure, the old accordion effect. Watch this, guys. Roll this back a little bit. Dickinson is going to punt the 62. There's the contact. He gets catapulted. And whammo. GT is probably going to think the 62 just drove into the back of him, used him as the brake, but that is not the case. Because really, that was off the nose of the 10. Multiple shots fired, tempers flaring here early at Martinsville, and that's never a good thing. Because typically that means it's only going to get bigger and badder from here. Let's hope that's not the case. Under caution here, I believe for the 4th time now, we're going to step aside and do our first all-out coverage break. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to miss a thing right here on Ghost Racing Network. Race fans, welcome back to Martinsville, and it has been a yellow flag fest since we kicked this thing off. Let's see if we can get it going now. V8s come roaring back in, piercing through the night sky. Keith Hume going to take a big time lead off that restart. He kind of caught those guys on the snooze button a little bit. South Point is at the point right now as he leads. Already, most of these race cars, the 4 included, has some damage on the back. Looks like we've been playing bumper cars out there the first 40 laps. That lap's officially written into the history books. And race fans, I ain't kidding you, that yellow flag is out again. Something went amiss for Toby Keys. Let's take a peek here, see what happened, what transpired out there on the racetrack. Keys in the 45. Already. Oh, he gets snuffed again. Oh. Driver-inflicted concrete poisoning there. When I say driver, I'm not talking about the 45, not self-inflicted. Competition may be the better word. Competition-inflicted concrete poisoning. Big time Code Brown moment there for the 45. In fact, we'll call it. We'll name that the Don't Stain Your Ride Use Tide moment of the race thus far. As that Camaro looks like a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant. It's beat up on the front. Oh, almost misses pit road. Toby, it'll get better, bud, I promise you. Multiple cars coming down pit road here for service. Dickinson lit the fuse a few cautions ago in that Jordan 10 machine. John Deere rides a crumpled mess. He's on pit road. Keith Hume pulling off pit road. That may be one of the cleanest cars in the field right now. Other than the damage on the backside of that race car. That nitro power machine still looking pretty crispy. Great looking paint scheme on his ride as well. Pit road becomes the hottest spot in the joint right now here at Martinsville. See the jacks going up here. Looks like 4 tires and fuel going to be the call here for most of these drivers. Service completed. Jack down and away for most of these drivers. So they enter back on the racing circuit. I know we say things dial up a notch. It gets extra intense out there under the lights at Martinsville. And this has been kind of next level. I don't think anyone expected this. Tell you what, the track making those lease payments on that pace car, they're getting their money's worth here tonight. You see, he has multiple trips out there early. Field re-racked, restacked, reshuffled. Let's do the darn thing. There goes the pace car. Keys is on ready to unleash the beast. And there he goes. He gets an assist from GT Azari on that start. No. You got it. That's right. We can't buy a green flag if our life depended on it. Multiple drivers involved here. Oh, that's not a good look right there. Four's pointed the wrong way. 91's going up the hill. Let's go ahead and roll this back. I'm getting the notion somebody spun the tires. I mean, there's only 2 cars on the outside lane here. Coming back to green. Fourteen comes up, gives a nudge there. Little hybrid assisted takeoff. Oh, there it is. And it just unraveled from there. 10 spun the tires. And, the avalanche continues to blister down through the turns 3 and 4 complex. 10 gets sent up on the curbing. And he's going to keep it down low. Oh, look at all the negative camber and toe. That thing is not driving how it should be. A lot of front end suspension damage to that race car. Fortunately, high hopes and great expectations for some of these drivers this night has frankly gone from bad to worse to now catastrophic. However, Logan Keys, probably one of the few drivers that have a smile on their face right now. Lights out on the pace car. Hold your breath, folks. Blair Patterson in that South Point Mustang. The only one going to restart on the outside lane. Let's widen things out on this restart. Again, not a lot of cars out here, but full scope view of this restart. Green flag in the air. Everyone gets clean. Everyone clean that time. You see a little bit more space given just in case someone did spin the tires. So now let's zoom back in. Side-by-side action here for position. Noah's Ark Special. GT on the attack. Again, you scratch your head. How is he in second place? I mean, it has been anything but perfect for GT Azari, yet here he finds himself in that second place position. The 18 of let's say that car is stamped 18. There we go. James Morris. He's making a charge back towards the front. He's still showing 3 positions to the bad, but my God, he is just ripping towards the front. He is driving like a possessed cowboy out there. As he now rebounds nicely. He's continuing to drive away from the competition, and again, probably has the cleanest car out there in competition. GT Azari in second, but he's got a hard charge in 18. Oh, there we go. 62 gets raked. More damage at the front of that Mustang. It runs like a deer, and quite frankly, it gets wrecked like a deer tonight. Things have not been on the up and up for the Doc. Under caution here from Martinsville. We're going to step aside, pay a couple bills, but don't worry, we'll be right back with all the high-flying, high-octane racing action momentarily right here on Ghost Racing Network. Welcome back to Martinsville, race fans, and you guessed it, still under caution. A couple drivers here on pit road. Dustin Valhusen, Barry Kramer in the 11. P2 in that South Point 4 machine. Repairs being made to these race cars, as it has been, well, interesting out there on the racetrack tonight. Is a lot of things just haven't been going the way a lot of these drivers has hoped. The Doc on pit road as well. Currently going to give up that 5th place position to come on down for service. Let's go ahead and run through the field here. Timing tower back up. Or ticker, I should say, back up. All you folks following along at home or onto your phones, however you get our eSIM broadcasting coverage. Logan currently has the keys right now from Daytona Beach, Florida. Like me, he has been raked by hurricanes back to back. He kind of missed out on the tornado outbreak, thank God. But still, the weather has not been nice to him up there. About 3.5 hours north of me. Morris runs in second. He has made the comeback, even with the board from where he started. Sam Bullen going to restart there at P3, while GT Nazari going to restart 4th. Blair Patterson going to slot in the 5th place position, while Doc Stout currently being scored in 6th. 7th belongs to Dustin Veldhusen. Toby Keys 8th, Keith Hugh 9th, and Barry Kramer in pits in. Now work lap 72 of the scheduled 150 here from the paperclip. Single file we run. You know Morris. It has been a chaotic night for him of biblical proportions. Nothing would make him feel better to go up there and dethrone Keys from the lead. He is there knocking on the back door. In fact, let's go on board with Morris. Oh, he nerfed up. All right, now I think it's safe to go on board with Morris. Take a moment, catch his breath, and go back at it again. Showcasing some great throttle control here as those RPMs approach 9,000 RPM. Oh, the 43 completely blew the corner. T is going to get dropped back to P2, and Morris looked like he had a 50 shot of nitrous. You try to rest for a second here at a track like Martinsville, folks, and I'm telling you, it's just unforgiving. It'll make you pay. Logan keep up, and guess what, folks? Yellow flag reigns supreme once again. Cautions breed cautions, especially under the lights. As these cars, some say, build a magnetic attraction for one another, and, well, that theory is building a strong case tonight. See if anyone's sounding off here in the YouTube chat this evening. Well, if you're watching, sound off, we'll shout you out. Not seeing any activity there as we're under caution. In fact, unfortunately, this has been a caution fest. As we try to get back to green flag conditions here. Key's going to pull off, go down the racetrack. Guess who's got the lead, though? Morris has done it. And I mean, he's been abused like a redheaded stepchild for most of this race, and yet here he is in the lead. Cleanest race car on the racetrack. The 13's going to peel off for the pits. So we follow him into his pit stall here. Doesn't want any mistakes here. Clean entry into his box. Looks like he was last down pit road on lap 43. See the jack going up on that race car. Those Dr. Feelbads coming off. Dr. Feelgood's going on. 4 tires the call. Toucan Sunoco Racing Fuel going to pack that thing full of fuel. Jack is dropped and he is down and away. Perhaps try to build some heat into those tires because it has been slick on cold shoes here. That is for certain. We cover his pit road execution. Let's go back out on the pace car. James Morris going to be the HMFIC in charge. Patterson. He has been strong at times. We'll restart in that second place position. The Doc in the 62 John Deere car. Row number 2 and GT outside him. We'll restart fourth here. Green flag back in the air and look at Morris go. He said, I don't want any part of being in this field. It is gloom and doom. He's with the afterburner and he is going places. Already out to over a second lead. Let's take a peek here at the Hornet's Nest. And that may be an understatement with the amount of action. Oh, the 43 comes up. I'm not sure what it is getting into the corners, but there has been a lot of. Oh, jeepers! Kramer got cramp. And he teleports it right to the pitos. Talk about going Captain Crunch. Watch this. The car just, I think, starts to step out. No, it doesn't. Looks like he's tight. The car doesn't want to turn there. Just an odd place to attack the corner unless he had that big of a run. Car goes sideways, overcorrects, and then head on bonsai. Personally inflicts a nuclear warhead to himself, and fortunately, that could be the end of the night for the 11 as he teleports it directly to the pits. That's usually a sign that that car is KO'd. Done, sir, done. Fortunately, a similar story for a lot of these drivers. I mean, there's been so much mayhem out there on the racetrack that even a driver like Morris, who's just been used and abused at times. Here he is at the point. Patterson has had a rather, don't want to say uneventful, but not, has been involved in a lot of the on-track activities. He finds himself in that second place position in the 91 machine. GT, well, I mean, it's been very eventful for him, to say the least, and he's rolling in third. Final spot inside the money, final podium position right now. Sam Bullen in the 13, up 5 positions from where he started. Currently holds down P4, while Logan Keys rounds out your top 5. That iconic Richard Petty 43 number font. And the doc probably saying, "Hail Mary, full of grace. Don't let these other cars take me out of this race." As caution, yellow flags, and strange things happening on the racetrack tonight. That has been the storyline of this race. I imagine a lot of tempers probably have to be, well, turned up, quite frankly. Morris going to kick it. Green flag back in the air. And we're going to widen things out a little bit just because, well, there's been a lot going on to cover, other than, unfortunately, the leader of this race. Blair Patterson really exploring the space here as he went on really high. Got to be careful when you get those tires. Half the tires there on the concrete, the other half on the asphalt. That usually upsets the balance of that race car. And the cleanest car out there. Sam Bullen now gets a piece of it. Unreal. I guess if you had to pick a track these drivers don't like, I'm going to say it's Martinsville. Let's take a look at what happened to Sam here. Going to be that purple machine on the inside, 13. Keep your eyes on him. Really hugging the curbing there. Does he just get a little too aggressive there, throttling off up the corner? Yeah, that back end steps out on him, and around she goes. South Point machine's going to get on by. Doc in the 60, the 62 is going to get by cleanly as well. He locks it down, but nonetheless, that will prompt another caution. There's been a lot of them. Quite frankly, I have lost count. Go back to the live side of things once again. Want to thank everyone for tuning in here live on Ghost Racing Network. Want to get notified each and every time Premier Sim Racers Xfinity Series goes to war out there on the racetrack. Smash the like button, ring the bell, become part of the family. That way you won't miss any of the high-flying, high-octane racing action right here each and every Tuesday night in primetime. And your racing esports broadcasting leader right here on GRN. Barney's getting a workout too. I mean, he's sweating to the oldies up there. The way he's slinging that yellow flag around. There's the master of going faster, GT. Really dug deep. Had to adapt and overcome all the treachery out there on the racetrack, and he has found his way to the lead, carrying the torch here. Started back in 5th, now finds himself in the lead. As the Lord of the Keys gonna join him on the front road on the outside. Let's get rid of that pace car. Don't put that pace car in park. We may need you right back out here. Green flag in the air. Come on, boys. Let's run this green till the end. You can do it. Great restart there by Azari Keys. Has a great one himself. You see those flames barking out those tailpipes when these drivers lift. And they're using a ton of braking here. No banking in these corners. They don't call it the paper clip for nothing. The 14 and the 43 have the same identical shoes on their race car. Last both down on lap 79. In fact, there's a lot of different strategies right now, so let's put that up on the big screen for you folks at home. Sorry, many trips down pit road. And still has enough get up and go in that race car to go out there and just take those positions. Feast on other drivers' misfortunes. Oh, the 43 looking to do it the hard way. We now work lap 102, the scheduled 150, and it's a three-way battle here for the lead. The fight in Morris right now tonight really being showcased. He now pulls alongside the 43. It's John Force Special going down the backstretch there. And he's going to get stuck on the outside. Cannot get down. He said, heck, I'm going to go for the attack on the outside. Now the 18 gets a great run through the center. Stands on the throttle there once it's pointed straight. And Keys is not giving up. One person that likes that side-by-side racing is the 14. Because that should allow him to get away just a little bit. Now the 18 of Morris clears Keys. Almost gave him the chrome horn there. I don't think intentionally. Oh, look at this. Peek to the inside. Here comes Morris. Morris on the move. He's able to get to the accelerator quicker than GT. And James Morris back to the point. Welcome to the front of this thing, bud. Look at the performance under the hood of that 43 TRD machine. I mean, he got hung up there on the outside. Typically, that's going to burn those tires up a little bit quicker. And able to strong arm the 14 there. So now Keys climbs the scoring pylon a little more. Up to second That's going to slot GT Azari back to third. Fastest car on the racetrack is Morris, as he's still in the 19-second bracket. 19.72 to be exact, that last time by. And that battle now starting to heat up for third. Keeping track, 4 cars out of this race already. We only started with 12 competitors at the initial green flag. Up. No! Are you... I'm speechless right now. I can't believe what I just seen. What is going on tonight here at Martinsville? Morris just got to the lead. He was checking out of Dodge. And then this happens. I can't make this up. Sends it into the corner. Oh, it just overdrives it. A rare mistake from Morris's. He was clearly a lot faster than the competition and just gave it a little too much ghost pepper sauce there. He was just able to rebound from catastrophe throughout a majority of this race for him. And then a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Does he have enough time? He's going to send it down pit road here. That's going to turn the lead back over to Keys in the 43 as we follow Morris here on pit road. GT Azari also down for service on his Ford Mustang. GT gets a great entry and comes to a stop perfectly in his box. Similar story there for Morris. Did he just pull in the wrong pits? No, he didn't. Excuse me. It almost looked like he was in the 43's pit stall. A little camera trickery there. 4 tires going on the 18. GT's already down and away. And there goes Morris. As he was pulling away from the competition out there on the racetrack and tried to get a little too much. And those tires went on strike. The back end stepped out, around that machine went, and here we are once again under caution. We should have called this the I-Pacing 150. You know, a lot of these drivers in this league are just so good, seasoned veterans. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I'm out there racing too, and some nights it is not my night, but I didn't think it was going to be like this. Because I'm maybe not sure if these cars recently had an update. It just does not seem like there's a lot of grip out there, even with fresh shoes. I know we don't have a lot of track temp, hardly at all. Let's go ahead and pull up the weather again. Track temp at 72 degrees, so it's cool. I mean, it's not horribly cold, but still, not a lot of heat in the racetrack. Because we're now under 70 degrees air ambient temperature. Now Logan Keys doing what we seen James Morris do moments ago. Start to check out on the competition. Already 1 second over GT Azari. John Deere machine of the 62 Doc Stout finds himself in third. If you're following James Morris, deja vu all over again. Now finds himself in traffic in that 5th place position with 30 laps remaining. Despite the damage on that Toyota, that car still seems to be driving very, very well. Second fastest car on the racetrack that time by the only guy faster who turned his fastest lap of the race, GT Azari, that time with a 1960. Send it back up to the front here. GT Azari has been a tenth or two quicker the past handful of laps than Logan Keys. Morris is coming. Gonna shove the 13 to the outside lane. He clips the fence. Morris makes the pass. Next car in line is gonna be Doc. Morris right now is driving possessed. I mean, he a 1940? Are you kidding me? Sometimes these drivers are at their best when their back's against the wall. And Morris has lit the afterburner as he is almost back to the bumper, almost caught GT Azari for second. GT, don't look in the rearview mirror. You're not going to believe what you see, bud. Does Morris have enough time? Remember, guys, catching him was one thing, passing them is another. Morris's pace has leveled off just a little bit. Still about a tenth quicker than GT's. But nonetheless, he is knocking on the back door. The Pied Piper is there. Still got north of 20 laps, but he got 23. Just be patient here. Wow, GT just moves over and gets out of the way. Morris now back to second. He turned it up again. Last time by a 1964 to Keys' 2002. Look at Morris's speed around this racetrack right now. Absolutely incredible. 122 miles an hour. Doesn't get lower than 65 through the corner, and he mashes the throttle. He's got that car hooked up right now. A rare mistake from Morris. Well, he had a county in between himself and the competition, spins out, gets mired back in traffic, and then puts his war face on. And he is battling for the lead. They touch. Logan Keys probably can't believe what he's seeing right now. Great job by Logan Keys here, trying to fight off Morris. He's going to try to go to the high side of the racetrack. Ooh, he gets loose. That 18 didn't like that. Lost a couple tenths there. James may have overcooked those tires just a little bit as fast as he came through there. Not that he has a lot of time left. 17 laps goes by quick, fast, and in a hurry here at Martinsville, but still, the recovery drive. Insane out of the 18 right now. Logan holding on to dear life, trying to find every ounce of speed possible in that 43. I think this is the longest green flag run we've had all night as well. But we're quickly up getting there. Tick, 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 tick. The grandfather clock continues to tick down. The midnight oil continues to burn. And Morris is there once again. Dear Logan Keys, if I'm his spotter, his crew chief, I'm telling him, you do your job, I'll do my job. Do not make a mistake. Do not get caught rear view mirror driving here. Don't want to blow the entry to the corner and just give him the golden path around you. You see the 43's got his elbows up, gritting his teeth. Great battle here from two iconic drivers on the iRacing servers. Morris trying to do it the hard way, past the 43 on the outside. Let's see, he comes up off the bottom. Whoa, 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 whoa. Save it, save it. What a save by Logan Keys. He went full-blown drift mode on a Friday night. But nonetheless, it's just as I was talking about moments ago. It's a parting of the Red Seas, and the 18 Morris goes back to the point again. You know, Logan's tires got hot there with that power slide. And you can see that reflected in his lap times there. Now, just 9 laps remaining. Do you believe in miracles, folks? James Morris, off the top of the green flag, got dumped. He got peppered. Not once, not twice, involved in mayhem on the racetrack, then retakes the lead. Makes a catastrophic mistake, spins the race car, gets mired back in traffic again. Then engages the all-wheel drive and clicks on the 1200 horsepower and just blows through the competition. Puts up a great battle there with Logan Keys. Got a little too aggressive. Morris is able to take it back to the point, and he is absolutely driving away from the competition once again. So 43's driving so hard now he went way up the racetrack. Now 5 laps remaining. Gentleman's handshake lap. Keys holding on to second place over GT Azari, who is in third. It's probably the most strung out we've seen these drivers all race long, but we're going to send it back up here to the front of this thing. James Morris fires down the backstretch. As cool as a Sunday drive. Popsicle sticks go up in the air for Morris in that 18 TRD powered machine. Don't make any mistakes here. Don't have to push it. Closest competition's almost 3.5 seconds back. Popsicle sticks go away one more time for the Miracle Man Morris. Sends it through the 1 and 2 for the final time. Salutes the fans in the RV parking lot going down the backstretch into the 3 and 4 complex off the corner. Do you believe in miracles? James Morris is going to win this race. Unbelievable. How bad do you want it? Logan Keys with a phenomenal performance here tonight comes home second. The Master going faster. GT Azari comes home third. Sam Bull and Doc Strout. That's your top 5. The drive by Morris at the end, in my opinion, makes up for all of those caution flags. I mean, just imagine if he didn't have half the trouble tonight. It would have been a runaway. Stay in until that thing blows up, buddy. You don't need that race car anymore. There he goes. He blew it up. I don't blame him. I would have did the same thing. As we now give these drivers a moment, celebrate with their crew. And we'll join them up here in the broadcast booth. Cannot believe what we just witnessed here tonight.
Great.
Joining me now up here in the Tony Trapasso Memorial booth, James Morris, do you believe in miracles? What a drive, what a comeback story for you tonight. How did you pull that off, man?
Grace of God. That's all I can tell you.
Wow.
Oh, man. Holy cow, dude. First of all, welcome back. We missed you. Thank God you're back. I'm glad you're safe. But holy cow, I'm exhausted.
James, I'm telling you, that drive from you at the end there, that made up for every caution flag because, I mean, that's another story. But,
yes.
let's break this race down. Drop of the green flag, things go horribly wrong for you.
Yes.
Horribly wrong, couldn't get any worse.
Nope.
And here you are. You find a way through all the cautions, all the adversity out there on the racetrack. You take the lead back, driving off into the sunset, and then all of a sudden a very rare self-inflicted gunshot wound. Looked like you overdrove the corner. You spin out. We're late in this race. I imagine the emotions, everything had to be off, going off the charts inside the cockpit of that race car. You bring it down pit road, you service that race car, and then the unthinkable happens. You take that green flag goes back in the air, and that car literally hits the afterburner and did biblical things out there on the racetrack. How were you able to, one, make those good years last, and two, just drive through the traffic the way that you did? That was absolutely incredible. I mean, that rivals what we've seen in real life with the 45 at Homestead on the final lap. How were you able to put that all together, man?
Man, brother, this whole race, you know, it was a struggle. I had a really bad weekend, really bad personal life. Me and
Sorry to hear that, bud.
Really bad news. We're pretty much losing our house, so I've been having a really bad weekend, and I didn't have much time to practice. So, by the grace of God, my team, I couldn't have done this. But I could not have done this. I had nothing but literally an hour before the race. I couldn't get comfortable, couldn't get settled. I was on edge. My nerves were everywhere. I was not here. My team calmed me down. They got the setup under me. I made some adjustments, got me comfortable. The green flag dropped. I missed a shift. Got spun. Got over 5 minutes of damage. Went through the whole race. Got it down to about a minute. Just the car was just on the back and got really light, and just I couldn't have done without my team. The team got me calm. It got me to where I needed to be. My team was everything tonight. Without them, this would not have been possible. And my fiance couldn't have done it. I could not have done it.
Well, first and foremost, I'm sorry to hear that horrible news. And obviously, that first and foremost has to be on your mind. The stress of the weekend, and then obviously having such great teammates to have your back, especially, when your back was against the wall. And then the start of that race, just, to throw that on top of you and for you to be able to make those adjustments and settle in and drive that race car the way you did there at the end. I don't think I witnessed anything quite like that in my time up here in the broadcast booth. I mean, that was, I don't want to say a miracle, but I struggle for the words just like you do right now, just thinking about what you're able to accomplish out there on the racetrack. Hopefully, this gives you something to smile about, with everything else going on, like you said, in your personal life, and hopefully a marquee moment in your iRacing career, man. So happy for you. And I know you just shouted your team out, but the floor is yours. Who do you want to thank who helps you get it done, bud?
My team, Keith Humes, Barry, Jason, Holt, Scott, all them guys, our spotters, keeping me calm, our teammates on the track, keeping me calm, my fiance, just, the guys that put sets underneath me, an outlier, and man, I can't thank them guys enough. Tonight, I felt like half the night I was just all over the place, and I was just along for the ride. I didn't think I was even going to, finish anywhere close, because to be honest with you, historically, this is my worst track. In all of iRacing, this is my worst track. I've never finished a league race here. I've always not finished. So, I won.
Yeah,
and I want to thank
buddy.
you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're darn right you won that thing, man. And I never would have thought this was your worst racetrack. It looked like, you own this place. I mean, I knew your car had speed on it from, 10 laps into this thing. In spite of all those cautions, I knew you had a fast car, but I didn't think it was that fast. I didn't think you're going to. I mean, you were running a half second faster than these guys at one point in that final run. I was having to blink my eyes at the time to get scoring, and I'm like, holy crap, he is running that fast. But, man, you deserve that win, buddy. And ladies and gentlemen, perhaps the run of his iRacing career. And they say at times when your back is against the wall, people are often at their best. And James A. Morris tonight certainly showcased excellent talent, amazing skill, tons of faith, and from his belief in his race team and all of the help putting into the setup here when he had time to do it, was able to make everything come together at the end and put on one of the greatest performances on the short track I have ever seen to date in my iRacing broadcast career. Congratulations, buddy. I hope things get better for you, and thanks for joining me up here in the Tony Terpasso Memorial booth, man.
Always thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I've also got Travis over there, team, but thank you. Couldn't do this without you up there in the booth. Always appreciate you, and again, I'm glad you made it through the hurricane safe, and you're back.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. It's been a struggle as well. We're still not back to 100%, but we're getting there, and I appreciate those kind words, man. And I hope things get better for you, man. But I hope you're smiling right now, because after a drive like that, you should be, buddy. I'll cut you loose, and hopefully that makes your night at least a little bit better for you.
It does, man. Appreciate it.
You have a great night, bud. Well, there he is. Ladies and gentlemen, you can hear the emotion in his voice. James Morris, a horrible weekend. The last thing probably on his mind was going out here on the racetrack, but his friends, family, race team talked him up, helped him with that race car, and then the rest is history. No one else was driving that race car tonight but James Morris. And you want to talk about a clutch performance. I have never seen anything like that in my life. Clearly, that meant a lot to him. He said his worst racetrack historically on the iRacing.com servers. And he goes out there and best Tyler Reddick's performance at Homestead. Absolutely incredible. Does it look like we have any of the other drivers available for interview here? Take a quick peek one more time. And I do not see them available, but there you go. That interview, probably one of the best ones I've had the opportunity of giving here up in the broadcast booth to a driver so deserving of the win. James Morris, the big story tonight here from Martinsville. Go ahead and pull his information down off the screen here. And again, I'm telling you, I don't even care about even thinking about all of those cautions that we had after what we just witnessed there at the end of this race. Morris, your winner. Logan Keys comes home second. GT Azari third. Sam Bull and Doc Stout round out the top five. Dustin Veldhusen comes home sixth. Blair Patterson resides in seventh, while coming across the start-finish line in eighth. Keith Hugh and Barry Kramer just out inside the top 10 in ninth, while Toby Keys rounds out your top 10. Travis Dickerson 12th, and your 12th place driver, Jason Chilton, tonight in the 41 machine. Those are the drivers that took the initial green flag here tonight. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it is that point in time where all things must come to an end, including this broadcast. Cannot thank all the drivers, all the partners, sponsors, all the men and women behind the scenes that work so diligently to make this series as great as it is. Without your help, it certainly wouldn't be possible. Remember, like, share, subscribe, smash the like button, ring the bell, and make sure you get notified. That way you won't miss an epic finish to a race like the drive we've seen from James Morris here tonight. And as the late, great Tony Trapasso used to say, as we walk down the road of life this week, do us all a favor. Don't play in traffic, and we'll see you next time right here on Ghost Racing Network.